Hello Plymouth, Luke Pollard here, your Member of Parliament. Britain will have the deepest recession of any of the G7 countries. That was the verdict of the government's own spending review as announced by the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the House of Commons today. Our recession will be deeper and bigger than any of our major industrial competitors. Government mismanagement of the pandemic and of the economic stimulus designed to protect jobs means that we've gone into lockdown measures longer than other countries and are having deeper economic consequences as a result of it. Today's spending review should have been a moment to properly fund our public services, to properly level up with a plan for not only the North and the Midlands, but the South West too. Sadly, we didn't get any of that. But what we did get was a kick in the teeth for our frontline public workers. Firefighters, police officers, teachers are all having their pay frozen under proposals announced by the Chancellor today. Tory ministers made a lot of going onto their doorsteps during the first lockdown and clapping for our key workers. And rightly so, they deserved our thanks for their dedication. But they don't just need clapping, they need paying properly, a point I raised at the time and Labour MPs are raising today. A Tory pay freeze for those frontline workers is an insult for all their dedication throughout a very, very difficult year. I'll be campaigning against that Tory pay freeze, which I know will hit many people in our city because of the high level of public service employment that Plymouth has. Today should have been an opportunity, though, to level up Britain in a proper way, not just the headlines and meaningless sound bites that government trots out every now and then, but to properly fund work in the South West. But we didn't get that. We didn't hear a mention about the climate emergency. The government's only announced £3 billion of extra funding. That's less than 10% of what Germany has. Nowhere near what France has, and nowhere near what President Biden is going to be delivering in the United States. It's simply not an ambitious plan to match the scale of the crisis that we are facing. And with less than 40 days to go before we exit the Brexit transition period into a very uncertain future, not a peep out of the Chancellor about Brexit either. The OBR forecast, the independent assessors of government predictions, have stressed that a no-deal Brexit could further damage our economy, with further job losses. That should put real pressure on the Prime Minister to conclude a deal, because we have to avoid a no-deal at all costs. That would be horrendously bad for our city, for our economy and our future as a country. Today was a missed opportunity. It should have been better. We should have had a clearer route out of the deep recession that we're about to go into, but we didn't get that from the government. In the past, the Chancellor's economics announcements have normally only lasted a few weeks before they're recycled and reissued and updated. We need certainty and we need a proper plan for jobs, because with 2.5 million people unemployed being the government's projection for unemployment next year, we know that Plymouth will be hardest hit by that because our unemployment is always above the national average. I worry that there will be Plymouth families unable to afford their bills, unable to afford the food for their families, just as we have at the moment. My campaign for Plymouth to get our fair share of funding will continue. Labour's campaign for a proper plan for jobs, proper funding and action on the climate crisis, a proper route out of the deep recession that we're about to go into will be there. And, importantly, a proper plan to end the Tory pay freeze, end the Tory chumocracy. That means if you have a route into a minister, you can get a PPE contract much quicker and much more expensively, seemingly, than anyone else. It's simply not good enough. It has been an industrial waste of money on an epic scale, and Britain, frankly, deserves better than we had today. I'll keep that lobbying campaign up and I'll keep you updated as to how things are going. In the meantime, Plymouth, please keep yourself safe and well. Thank you.